Hello, everyone. My name is Terica Lashley, and I'm joined by my co-host Latanya Richardson, and we're excited to welcome you to our virtual family childcare vision board event, open to all family childcare providers.
All right, welcome, guys. Okay, so this is going to be a 45-minute workshop where we would ditch the delusion and build our goals that actually fit our real life. There's no miracle thinking, no burnout plans, just a clear, actionable system designed for busy family childcare educators who are juggling the kids, the chaos, and all of that entails with the business. All right, so this has been presented to you guys from our initiative that we are doing for our capstone for NAFCC Leaders Shaping Leaders. And the name of our capstone project is called the Family Child Care National Showcase Initiative. All right, so we're going to get started. Okay, so the number one reason that goals fail is basically your capacity mismatch. And when we're talking about capacity, we're basically talking about your time, your energy, and all of those distractions, the little things that comes in between. Today's rule we're going to do is take one big goal and turn it into mini goals with achievable action plans. And we want to make sure we're using that word achievable. We're building goals that respect your time, your energy, your money, and your mental brain bandwidth. Because you can't scale what is unsustainable. All right. So 45 minutes to build your system, 7 days, what you're going to take into do your action sprints. And I like to call them action sprint because I know we don't have that much time. So therefore, you have to set a little time aside. So these are what we're going to call our little action mini sprints. All right, step one, you want to make sure that your goals are aligned, not aligned with your emotions, aligned over your emotions. So you make sure that you're picking the right goal. The first thing that you want to do is ask yourself these three questions in order to make sure that you are reaching your goal and you're able to achieve your goal successfully. Number one, does this goal solve a current pain? And that can be anything from your enrollment, from your finances, to your staff nightmares, also to systems, compliance, all of those good things. You want to make sure next number two, do I have capacity for this month? Do you have enough time, energy, money, all of those things? You want to make sure you're taking all of that into accountability when you're making sure that you are setting your goals successfully. You got to make sure that capacity is there. Number three, what's the domino goal? Which goal makes everything else much easier? That's probably going to be your primary goal. The one that creates breathing room, builds systems, and unlock other wins. We want to make sure that we're focusing that part first. All right, let's move on. Okay, you want to make sure also you have to choose your lane. You can't do everything at one time. All right, we're setting goals. We want to make sure that we're also making sure we're staying in survival mode. We're not trying to overwhelm ourselves, right? So you want to make sure that you're staying in your lane. So you want to pick a lane. You have to pick a lane. You can't do it all. So some of the lanes might be money, right? It's also going to be systems, staffing, program quality. You want to make sure you're focusing on one lane at a time. You can't focus and put everything in one basket. You're going to have to make sure that you're shortening it and you're focusing on one lane at a time. This is your focus for the next 7 days. You can't solve everything at once, but you can make meaningful progress in one area. Okay. So we want to focus on one area at a time. So if your area is money right now, that's where you're focusing on your revenue, on what you need to do to build your finances up. Okay. If you're focused on your systems and enrollments, you're focusing on that one at a time. We're not trying to do money and systems at the same time because it's going to be a little too hectic and you're putting too much on yourselves. And that's one thing that causes burnout. And we're not trying to add another thing onto your list because we all know our list is already big. We're dealing with the babies, the parents, the compliance, making sure right now it's income tax season. So we're dealing a lot with trying to get our finances and our bills and everything together, getting ready for the accountant, or if you're doing it yourself, heaven forbid, if you're doing it yourself, then that's another task on your list that you have to do. So you're really not trying to add more to it, but adding one more thing that's going to actually make everything else eventually, which is your domino goal. This is where we want to start. Okay. Choosing your lane. All right, step 2, big goal. We want to do the big goal, and you want to turn that big goal into some mini goals, right? You always want to think ahead. You don't want to say that, my step right now is to go in and change my classroom, right? Meaning that you're going to change the layout of your classroom, buying new equipment, doing this, doing that. But your big goal is to move into a center. If that's your big goal, do you really want to take time right now wasting on spending money into the classroom? Or do you want to take that money and use it towards another goal, maybe possibly paying off some debt or something like that? So you want to make sure your goals, like I said, are aligned, but you want to make sure that you're putting that big goal focus and then you're aligning little goals with it, because you want to make sure that your alignment is correct. All right. Big goals are your destination. Many goals are the actual road. So when we're looking at our roadmap, this is what we're looking for. Number 1, big goals, destination. That's where you want to go. Number 2, mini goals, your milestones, progress checkpoints. So you want to make sure that you're getting to that actual place you want to be. So you have to set those mini goals. Those are your little checkpoints. And then your micro actions, this week's move, what you actually are going to do. So when you're looking at your formula to identify outcome, what you want, define your measure, which is your measure, how you know, and then create your micro actions. That's what you're going to do this week. Okay. Moving on. All right, so I'm not sure if you guys can see those, but those are some examples of your mini goal examples when you're standing your lane. So let's say we're in that money lane. Our big goal right now is going to increase by $500 a month, right? You want to find 3 expense leakage. And when I say that, that means that you're going to actually have to do some type of task, right? So this is going to be part of your action plan. You're going to pull those last expenses and highlight your top spending categories. Now, I'm going to say this. I tried to do this with my daughter. She's in South Carolina. She said that she thought she was able now to purchase her a new vehicle, which means she might have a car payment again. And she wanted to know if she had enough money every month in order to be able to afford a new vehicle. And she was like, I should have enough money. Like, I make good money. I should have enough money. Well, I told her the same thing. Pull your last 12-month statements, right? And then look at those statements, and you're going to highlight all your expenses and go through and see what it is that you can scratch off and what you no longer need. All those subscriptions, some of those things that you no longer need to do. Look at your spending habits. I tell you, about time we was 30 minutes in, she was done with me. She was like, that's it, I'm good. I don't think I need a new car anymore, because she didn't want to go through that hassle. Now, if you're ever looking for easier ways to do it, my go-to is always going to be Chat GPT. I put everything in Chat GPT. Some people don't want to put their finances into Chat GPT. I understand that, but there are other apps available for you guys to do that. So always look into a way to help you. Never sit here and say, this is too much, this is too big for me, I cannot do this. You can do it. There are other ways that you can do it to where it's not going to be too strenuous on you, but you can still get that goal met. So that's one example right there. And then you have the system lanes. When you're talking about getting your enrollment back up, you're going to have to write down 5 canned email responses and draft out one simple task, simple checklist. That's going to be another way for you to get for your enrollment, to build up your enrollment. Everything that you do that you're saying your big goal is, you're going to have many actions that you're going to have to many goals that you're going to have to put into place. And then with those little goals, you're going to put in action plans for each one. So one of the many goals for the one for the enrollment is going to be, you have to create an enrollment checklist. And then how you're going to follow through on that is making sure that you're sending out some responses to prospective families. So you have to set a goal, big goal, set many goals to align with that big goal, and then you want to set up action plans. So it's not always going to be very simple, but it's not always going to be very easy, but you have to be willing to work on it. Okay. All right, moving on. All right, step 3, your 7-day action plan. Simple, not a novel. We want to keep it basic, right? An action plan isn't a 12-page manifesto. We want to keep everything as short as we can. So ask yourself these 4 questions. What are you doing? When are you doing it? How long will it take? And who's supporting you? That one is a biggie, because if you do not have a good support system, sometimes we tend to drag, and sometimes we need that accountability, and we just need that encouragement at times. Make sure that you're aligning yourself around the right people. Make sure you are aligning yourself around the right people. All right. You want to pick one CEO block this week. You want to choose 30 to 60-minute windows when you work on your business, not just in your business, because I know we tend to do that. Build this time like it's your doctor's appointment. Okay. You want to create a 7-day sprint. You want to pick 3 micro action, uh, 3 max micro actions, not 10. You want to just pick 3. All right. Then you want to write it down. My 1 big goal, my 2 mini goals, and my micro action. That's going to be a 7-day plan that you're going to follow through. Okay. All right. My babies are coming in, so I'm going to try to get through this. All right, step 4, accountability and boundaries. I've been talking about this for a while because chaos is a bully. Chaos is definitely a big bully, and we have to fight that bully. So meaning that we're going to have to put some accountability into progress. We can't just say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then before you know it, the half of the year is already here and we've done nothing. We've done nothing. So time blocking and timer, that's my biggest one. There's this little thing that they have on TikTok that you can get that helps you keep up with the time, and you'll be able to sprint right through some of your activities and get things done. Or you can set up your own timer on your phone, or you can just set a timer that you say between this hour time block. You can set between this hour and this hour, I'm going to work on my goals. Distraction detox. Get rid of all those distractions. One of the things that I try to do is I work in the room where there's no one else is, and there's no noise, no TV, no nothing. I'm in my office. I'm pretty much always in my office, but I'm in my office working so that there's no distraction between me. I'm going to cut my phone off, which I haven't done already. I'm going to cut my phone off. I'm going to cut everything off and just live in just total silence on me working on my goal. Downtime swap. You want to make sure that you're you're going to replace 20 minutes of your strolling to 20 minutes of your CEO work. I know we love TikTok. I love me some TikTok. I really do. I love getting on Facebook. I love getting on Instagram, but I have to replace that with time for me to get my goals set. That not today list. One thing about me, I'll always have me a to-do list. I always have me a checklist. I am a clipboard girly. I will always have me a clipboard. We want to make sure that we write down what you're not doing this week. Protect your energy. Your goal can't survive if everything else gets equal priority. So you want to make sure that when you're doing your to-do list, adding something on it to do, your goal is on that top list. Your goal is on that top list. We have to make sure that we're staying diligent and focused. If then plan. If then plan. If I miss my CEO block, then I reschedule within 24 hours. So you want to make sure that that's what you're doing. So you want to make sure you're always asking yourself, if I don't do this, then I'm going to do this. Don't just be like, I figure it out. I'll work it out. We're good for saying that, right? Because we have a busy schedule. So we're busy all the time, but we have to make plans for ourselves. We have to make plans for our goals. So if I can't do this or I miss this, then I'm going to do this. You have to put that into play. If your goal doesn't have boundaries, it's just a wish list. I say wish list with paperwork. All right. Your weekly CEO check-in, 10 minutes every Friday. Progress isn't linear. It's lumpy. Your week check-in list keeps you honest, help you course correct, and it celebrates those, and you can be able to celebrate those small wins that actually matter. So you want to make sure that you're asking yourself, what worked this week, right? What got in the way? What's my next micro action? right? Ask yourself those questions, 10 minutes every Friday. And if you didn't do anything and you know you didn't do anything, put into that, if I didn't do this, then I'm going to do this from now on. Next time when this happens, I'm going to do this. Put those down and put them in place. I know we always try to tell ourselves that we can keep everything in our heads. We cannot. We cannot. You need your notepad, you need your journal, you need your planner, you need something to write everything down. So let's not keep everything in our head. Let's make sure that we're writing everything down. All right. Next 7 days, next 7 months. So we just built our goal systems, right? Now, what's next? Next thing I want you guys to do is I want you guys to actually put it down into writing. So we're going to send out for anyone that wants it. We're going, me and Terica is going to send out a goal setting template. And it's going to help you align yourself and put yourself in the right task and put yourself on the right path. So if you're interested, all you have to do is send us a message, send us an email, or just contact us on Facebook, Instagram. We're also on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I think that's all of them. Yeah, I think that's it. You're welcome to send us your email address or send us whatever you would like to send us for us to send you the link for you to be able to get your goals into place. So, Terica, if you want to close us out. Oh, I think you're still muted.
Can you hear me? Oh, sorry. Okay, yes. So, let's see here. I know we talked about a lot, and I hope this information was helpful. This workshop is part of the Family Childcare Movement, our Family Childcare and National Showcase Initiative, created through Latanya and Terica's capstone project for NAFCC Leaders Shaping Leaders. Our mission is simple: to bring awareness, promote, advocate, support, and showcase family childcare CEOs. So, yes, more workshops are coming. Go follow us on Facebook and TikTok under the Family Childcare Movement so you don't miss the next one. And if you want coaching or membership instead of trying to figure it out the hard way, myself and Latanya, we both are offering coaching and mentorship. DM us on the platforms and we'll get you connected.
All right, so that would end our little mini workshop for today, and we will look forward to adding many more workshops. Just make sure you guys keep following us and sharing and commenting and just letting us know how it's going, because I think we're gonna, like, every Friday do like a check-in on our platform, so just to see where you guys are. So let's see how far we're getting so we can hold each other accountable. All right.